if you want to really win in entrepreneurship or even as a staff or an employee, you need to be someone that's visible. If you do a good job, but people don't see, then you just won't get promoted. You won't get business. But if people see what you do, like how we are talking in a podcast right now, if I get visibility here, people will start engaging with me.
Welcome to the Alex Law Show, where I invite incredible people to the show so that you can learn from them and make today your turning point. Today, we'll be joined by Fawwaz, who is a 24-year-old entrepreneur, content creator, and AI trainer. He runs an AI training business where he helps companies save time by teaching them on how to implement AI in their workflow. He's also a great friend of mine, which I met through another friend, and he so happened to be very active in entrepreneurship. So that is why I actually invited him to this show so they can share his story with the world. Thanks for joining here today, Fawwaz.
Thank you, of course. Thanks for the invite also. I'm also honored because we're on the Alex Law Show.
Yeah.
Okay,
so the audience may want to know, who is Fawwaz and what do you do?
Okay. So actually you kind of already summarized it. But yes, I'm a trainer. I do training, corporate trainings and public programs, a bunch of things in training. And I also am a content creator and entrepreneur. Mainly my main business is doing trainings for companies. I'm also HRD accredited and certified. And I also run a small marketing business for companies. Yep.
Okay, so that's
what I do.
Yeah. So I'm pretty interested about the AI business. So can you tell me a little bit more about what kind of AI, business you are doing right now?
Okay. So for AI, of course it's huge. There's so much in AI. So I am a bit more specific. I like to teach how to use AI in marketing and also how to use no-code AI tools, which I call it no-code AI tools because it's not really a technical tool. Tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gamma, Notebook LM, the ones you see out there, how to use them the right way for your company and for your team, basically. So that is mainly what I do. I also integrate it into my marketing, my content creation, and all that.
Okay, so for my audience there, so what is one tool that, not an average person will know, but actually will benefit them a lot?
Okay, honestly, everyone would say ChatGPT. But to me, I think one of the best tools out there is Gemini. Gemini and Claude. Yeah. So they have their specific use cases that are good because Claude, when you use it for writing, guys, trust me, you'll be shocked. You'll be like, nah, I don't want to use ChatGPT anymore. I want to use Claude. But for research, Gemini is amazing. For creating reports and also image generation. I mean, everyone knows Nano Banana, where you edit images and all that. Using Gemini, that is also an amazing thing. So those are the two tools I would recommend. But yeah, moving forward, we will also share some more.
All right. So do you use any of these tools for your work?
Of course.
Yeah.
I use it a lot. For example, let's say I do content creation. I'm a guy, so I don't take a lot of selfies. I scroll through my gallery and I can't find a picture of myself. So I'll just use Nano Banana, Gemini, to create a bunch of photos of me. And it looks really clear actually. And I can use that for my social media. So that is one. And you can script it, you can write scripts for TikTok contents, you can write posts for LinkedIn. I mean, there's so many ways to use it, but that is just an overview of how I use it right now. Yeah.
Okay, so you write content for your social media.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is where I want to ask another question is that, when we use LinkedIn or any social media, we go through it, the first thing we see is AI content.
Yeah.
And they just look blatantly just copy and pasted. So some people might be a hater of that. So what do you think about this?
Okay, honestly, guys, if you keep on doing that, you will just lose followers, honestly, because AI posts, the ones that you copy paste, just sounds like AI. Even if you try to ask AI, okay, can you just make it sound a bit more human and all that? I know a lot of people do that, but yet it just can't do it because AI. I mean, there's a way it thinks, and it's not easy for it to actually sound like you. And if everyone is posting something that sounds the same, basically you're just not special. So why would someone want to follow someone that's not special? Someone that doesn't sound fun, that's not attractive, you know? So I make sure that my posts whatever sounds like me. Because when it sounds like me, then people remember me, you know? And yeah, just don't copy paste, guys. If you copy paste, I'll notice it and I'll go and comment and I'll stop you from doing it.
Then what's your process to, make it sound like you?
Okay, so I've rarely shared this online, but I'll share it. Mainly what I do is right now, I go to ChatGPT. Actually, on ChatGPT, there is a projects feature. So in that projects feature, you can actually just click it, make a new project, and put files that show how you sound like. So let's say you can have a Word document or a Google Doc that has maybe your past posts, past content, and all that. It sounds like you. Just save that in a file, put it into ChatGPT, set it up, put the instructions in a way that every time you want to create a content, it sounds like that. So that chat will always refer to that file. So that's how I do it. But of course, there's a bit more nitty gritty that you got to go through. But yeah, that's basically what I do. Yeah.
So I think what I understand is basically there's a project section, and in that project section there's a function for you to add in files.
Yeah, correct.
And basically that file is like a set of instructions, right?
Not really. It's more of the file has all your past posts, past content that sounds like you. Well, if your past post is just sounding like AI, then of course don't use it. Make your own post or write down how you speak or how you talk, what are the things you like to say and all that. Or maybe just write a story in Google Docs and then put it into a file. Save it in a file and then put it in ChatGPT's project feature.
Then what would be the purpose? Because I think from another person's point of view is they'll just copy paste in ChatGPT in one chat, and then they put another post and say make it sound like me.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question because why I am using projects is because I do not have to just keep copy pasting every single thing. I can set it up one time and every single post will sound like me. So you don't have to just keep, putting the instructions, prompting it in a way that, can you refer to this? Can you refer to this? No. You just put what your idea is and it will straight give you that script. But of course you have to instruct it in a way that every time in this chat, just make sure to give me scripts or give me hooks. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, there's a way.
So do you mainly post this on LinkedIn, or do you have other platforms that you post this on?
All right, so mainly it was on LinkedIn. So I grew on LinkedIn in the past close to 1 year now, and I've gotten a bunch of viral posts over there. So recently I wanted to try and grow on TikTok because TikTok was actually my background, but I was doing that marketing for another company. So now I wanted to do my own. I opened a new account, and basically in 2 weeks I grew to 1,000 followers. But growing to 1,000 followers in 2 weeks is not, it's not too simple. But because I already have my voices, my viral posts from LinkedIn, I use AI to repurpose it on TikTok. So that thing actually speeds up so much. And whatever viral post I have in LinkedIn, I just do the same thing on TikTok, but with TikTok formats, TikTok structure, TikTok scripts. So the same post that actually went viral on LinkedIn went viral on TikTok.
So basically, you just take the script and just cater it to TikTok, and then you just film yourself talking over on TikTok instead. That's how it works.
Yes. Exactly like that. But of course, you have to kind of play around with it. But mainly, it's like that. Yeah.
Okay. So how about your performance on LinkedIn? How is it like?
Okay. So on LinkedIn, I'll be honest, guys, it's a bit tough. The first 3-4 months, I didn't really have any traction, but I was posting nearly every single day. But I had like 3 likes, 5. If I got 5 likes, I'll be so excited. Literally, I'll be so excited because I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, there's 5 people at least liking my post.
Yeah.
And then I decided, okay, let's just keep trying because I watch other content creators and they say just be consistent. So I just keep trying, and then you will get that one post that actually hits. And then that one post, I did one post about Ilmu, which is a new AI tool from Malaysians, made by Malaysians, and that thing went viral. And after that, I just kept getting good posts that have engagements and all that, and that's when my business actually started growing. Yeah, it was the 4th month that I was on LinkedIn. Yeah.
That actually brings on to the bigger picture, right? So some people might be questioning, okay, what's the purpose of posting on LinkedIn? What's the purpose of posting on TikTok, right? Then why do you do all that?
Okay, guys. If you want to actually win in business, I mean, this is still in my opinion, but also I've consulted and talked with a lot of my business mentors. And if you want to really win in entrepreneurship or even in corporate, as a staff or an employee, you need to be someone that's visible. If you do a good job, but people don't see it, then you just won't get promoted. You won't get business. But if people see what you do, like how we are talking in a podcast right now, if I get visibility here, people will start engaging with me. Now, when people see that, and a lot of people see that, that's when you start getting more business. Maybe you get promoted and all that. And one of the easiest ways, and it's free, social media, of course. I mean, before you can pay for ads, but not everyone has 3K to just spend on ads, right? So yeah, social media to me is of course one of the best places, and it's a gift. It's something that everyone should be on, especially if you're doing business. There are so many restaurants that I've been to that just taste so good, but they're not on social media. And there are some that are just, okay, but they're famous on social media, so everyone goes to the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's mainly about visibility.
Have you got any business from LinkedIn?
Yeah, of course. Most of the big deals I got from LinkedIn, and the big connections I get from LinkedIn. I mean, LinkedIn is what opened up those connections for me. LinkedIn is a place that you don't have to be so famous to strike big deals, because most of the I would say people who have money basically are on LinkedIn. Most people who are actually serious about business or work is on LinkedIn. People go on LinkedIn with the mindset of, oh, this is a place where people do work or people connect.
Maybe you can share some of maybe a deal that you have closed on LinkedIn.
Okay. A deal that I've closed is let me just tell you a story. So when I posted on LinkedIn, I got famous and all that. And not really famous actually, just a bit. It's just I knew how to convert them. And one person, he had about 30,000 followers on LinkedIn. He asked me, can you teach me about AI? He was basically one of the directors of an aviation company. He asked me for coaching, so I just did coaching for him. It wasn't even really much that I charged him. But from that deal, because that guy has a lot of connections and he loved my coaching, he connected me with so many different companies that I've now done a lot of trainings for them. And of course, those trainings cost thousands every single, like one day of training can cost a few thousand. And basically, a good thing about in the service area is that your profit margin is quite high, but it, of course, requires a lot of your time. But yeah, those are the deals I got. That is one example. That was one of my first deals.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to share that. It's a very nice story. You always remember the first one actually.
I believe some people might be asking, what is a training? Some people who are just entrepreneurs, they never went to corporate life. I went to corporate life, so I know what is a training like. But to my audience who doesn't know what a training is like, maybe you can share to them what is a training like.
Okay, so a lot of people make a mistake. They think that training, coaching, teaching, and all that is like the same word, but actually it's slightly different in the training industry. Training is when you actually come in for a short period of time, not too long. Maybe in like 1 to 5 days usually. This is the average, 1 to 5 days. And you come in and you try to solve a certain problem, or you try to upskill those employees, or those staff, or whatever your audience is. But training is something that you do in a short period of time, and you try to give that impact, a big impact, in just that short period of time. Sometimes it can't be done, of course, it's not that easy, but that is usually what training is. But for coaching is something where you go for a longer period of time, maybe 1 to 3 months, 6 months, where you actually be with a person, you actually track their progress, so that they actually feel like someone is, pushing them. That is coaching. So there's a lot of areas, and mainly what I do is training. I do some coaching, but coaching is usually for very small groups and all that, because I really want to be close to them. I really want results. Yeah, one of my dreams is to be one of the best trainers or best speakers. So of course, I really want to give good results to groups and all that. So I can't have like a big group to coach. Yeah. So yeah, that's mainly training.
Okay, so basically you just go to companies, everyone will just sit together and you just teach about, okay, how to use AI, how can you use Gemini, how can you use all of them.
Yeah.
And basically coaching is basically you personalize one-on-one to this person, and you just teach them, okay, this is what you can utilize with AI, right?
But coaching, you can still have a few people, but you still need those personal interactions. For training, yes, there's a group, but it's not as easy as people would think it is. You still need to be able to engage with them. If you're just teaching theory, do you think you would remember it? Most of the time, people would just remember it for 2-3 days, right? Yeah. So training, you gotta have activities, you gotta play with them, you gotta do things that actually trigger them so that they remember it. So these are the things that I have to take a lot of time to curate. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So like what kind of companies are you like doing training with this time?
Okay, one of the recent companies actually that I have quite a big project with is actually this guy, Alex. He connected me with ADA Global. They're an amazing company, and their main HQ is in Malaysia, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. ADA Global. They're a data and AI company. So I'm going to have a few training sessions with them in the next 1 to 2 months, because usually in Chinese New Year and Ramadan time, it's like a slow season for trainers. But I'm very glad this guy kind of saved my life. I mean, of course, we have to grow ourselves and all that, but he did help me a lot. He connected me with the company, and yeah, we got some trainings. I actually delivered one training first, made sure that I did my best and actually gave impact. Then they contacted me back to do more trainings.
Yeah.
If they don't contact you back, then most probably it's very hard to say, but 50-50, you most probably didn't do a good job. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, just to give you some context, right? Yes, I actually invited him to, come train at my company. At that time, my company was a very AI friendly company. So I thought there's one person I know who is quite AI expert. So I reached out to him and basically get your portfolio,
Yeah.
and I sent it to my L&D team to basically evaluate the training. When I first started sending that portfolio, I believe she's like, who the hell is this guy? Or like,
Yeah.
why is Alex passing me brochures? But is he getting commission?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I remember he was asking me that actually.
Yeah. And after that, I just told him, just talk to this guy. And she eventually did talk to this guy, and all of a sudden he just appeared in my town hall. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I mean, thank you for that. It's a big deal. So, yeah, that's exciting. I
Yeah.
mean, do a good job, guys. Like, always try to do your best, and people will eventually recommend you and stuff.
Okay, all right. So, you did share to me some tips on how you can use AI on personal branding, like writing on LinkedIn, all the stuff, right? So, from a company point of view, is how can you help me make money?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so from a company's point of view, there are so many ways to use AI. But at the end of the day, I always still recommend to have a personal brand in a way, because you can use AI to basically, for example, now we'll get back to the one I said just now, but you can use AI, for example, to use for customer support. There are so many staff trying to help with customer support. Some of the times they can't answer fast enough, or even sales teams, they can't answer fast enough and all that. And do you know that you lose 80% of your customers if you don't reply in under 5 minutes? Yeah. So if you actually have an AI sales chatbot, for example, that really knows how to make a sale, and there is a lot nowadays, you can literally like 2-3 times, 2-3x your return on investment, basically, or your sales. Yeah. So that is just one example, and that is one of the best examples that have worked in the world right now. But there are so many more. For example, if you need to write reports, this is not directly related to return on investment or making money. But if your team needs to write a report and it takes them maybe a month to write one report on a specific topic, with AI, they can actually do like maybe 5 to 10 per month. And I've done trainings for companies, and they actually made it so much faster. Now, these are not AI systems they have built inside yet. They have just been using normal AI tools, normal LLMs. LLMs are like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Copilot, and all that. They just use that, and they can already really speed up their workflows. Yet, there are also AI systems companies can pay for, big ones and all that, a lot of money, and it can be much more automated. But yeah, there are so many ways. But what I would always recommend is to streamline and to speed up your personal branding. For example, now for a company, you might not really understand it yet, but let's take a look at Maidin. You know Maidin, right?
Yeah.
Maidin is famous in Malaysia, but recently it's been going viral. A lot of people have been seeing it online. Now, why is it going viral? It's because the marketing team is helping the owner of Maidin, be on those videos. So people look at this guy and they think, oh, that's Maidin. And they trust a person so much more than they trust a brand. That is why Elon Musk has been posting a lot on Twitter. That is why, Bill Gates and all these big entrepreneurs, Trump, even Anwar Ibrahim, our president, our prime minister, they are all on social media. And they're so much more famous than the country's social media, like the country Malaysia social media or whatever there is. They are much more famous than that. And yeah, basically because it builds trust. So people should use AI to build their personal brand on different platforms. Yeah, there are so many AI tools you can use for basically social media. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very nice case study, and even I don't know, maybe my CEO would take your advice someday. So yeah, I believe some people will benefit a lot from personal branding. Someone like yourself, because you're doing AI training. And what would you say to someone who doesn't want to engage with personal branding, but they just want to optimize their day-to-day processes, make their workflow easy, convenient, and more time saving?
Okay. One of the things I like to play around with companies is I like them to actually prompt ChatGPT to type in ChatGPT and to type ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT to ask them a set of questions to find out everything about their work. Okay, so ask ChatGPT that. I mean, I can't give you an exact prompt because I always just type it out. But just ask ChatGPT to ask you back, ask me everything that you can ask me to find out about my work. And then give me two solutions that I can do with AI, two solutions from AI to use AI to speed up my work, and two non-obvious solutions I can use AI to speed up my work. Now that non-obvious word, or you can use the word something that people don't see. I'll just use non-obvious. Okay, you guys can think around it. But non-obvious recommendations, and AI will actually think like a real human and understand that workflow and give you really good suggestions. You guys should test that out. I mean, there's so many more ways, but that is one of the ways you can do for yourself right now. I mean, without a company and all that, you can do it right now. So yeah, that is what I would recommend. Very fun by the way.
Has anyone ever used that prompt and it actually helped them?
Yes, I actually did a lot of trainings, and I always play around with this thing, and they actually get excited about it. But I haven't really personally went with each one of them and really tried to fix it. Whatever that was suggested, I told them to use it as an idea to streamline their workflows. But yeah, I think I should start doing that more.
I think ever since you come to, yeah, this is just a separate thing. So basically, ever since I came to that workshop, I have, I actually wear a different lens on AI. So to give you an example, right, I'm actually a recruiter at my company, and there's this thing called, you have to write email summaries of a candidate after you screen the candidate and look through the profile, and then you send it to the hiring manager. That process usually takes about 20 minutes. But suddenly I just came up with a new idea. What if I can just write down my summaries, put it out in ChatGPT, and I send that summary to the hiring manager? So it started out with me manually typing the summary and then send to hiring manager. Then I put in ChatGPT and send to my hiring manager, and that slimmed down the process from 20 minutes to 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was like
That's
pretty
good.
impressive. Is there any fun ways that you have used AI before?
Well, this is a story that just came out to me, but it's a funny one, and I don't recommend you guys do this. But I actually had a time where I had a short training for a class, okay, basically school students, and I was supposed to actually create slides for them and do a teaching session or whatever for just 45 minutes. So it's a short class, but I totally forgot to create the slides because I just remembered on that that week. Basically, I had so many things on my schedule, so I totally forgot. What I did was, it was a bit funny, but I went on ChatGPT while I was driving. I on the microphone and I asked Canva, because ChatGPT has a connection to Canva. So you can literally ask Canva, and I asked Canva, can you make a slide deck on how to use AI? And my target audience is school students. I did that, and by the way, I just send it and I just put it at the side. And after that, after like close to the school, I looked at it back and I was panicking because I was like, how am I going to do it, and the slides and all that. I thought I wasn't gonna get a good slide. I went through the slides, and it actually took from my ChatGPT memories and all that, how I actually teach, and it put it into the slides. Exactly what I usually teach. And what I usually teach is not something that's all out in the internet. So that was a funny use case, but I don't recommend doing it. But yes, that saved my day, and I was able to deliver very well actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Little did the kids know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's an amazing use case of AI. So I think for the next round is like, have you, how about your personal life? Have you ever, like, in your personal life, have you used AI to enhance it?
I can't really think of something to enhance my personal life, because since I'm an AI trainer, I use AI a lot. So I try to keep away from it in my personal life, because I want to keep myself not too, sticking to the phone or digital and all that. But there are some times where I get really, really frustrated or stressed or anything, and I just talk to AI. I turn on the voice mode in ChatGPT or anything. I just let out everything. And yes, it's very good at becoming a personal consultant that just talks to you, or whatever it is. It helps me, but try to avoid doing that, because eventually you lose your
Yeah.
human interactions. But I do it when I totally am so stressed, but I don't have anyone to talk to. Then I'll just
Okay,
do it.
then I think it makes me wonder, right? Actually, how does the voice mode works? Maybe it's something you can show.
Okay, so I need my phone actually. Basically, just go to ChatGPT, and then there's a button here on the right side, this white button. So when you turn on this white button, it will turn on voice mode basically, And when it turns on voice mode, you can just talk. Hello, I'm in a podcast and I do not know what to talk about AI and all that. My friend keeps asking me about AI, so I don't know what to talk about. What are the topics I should talk about?
Hey, if you want a podcast and AI is the hot topic, you could start with something relatable, like how AI is showing up in everyday life. Then maybe talk about generative AI, those chatbots, image creators, all that cool stuff. After that, you could explore how businesses are using AI, like in marketing, customer service, or automation. And if you're feeling bold, maybe touch on AI.
Well, I mean, you guys see it, right? It sounds really like a human, and it's fun because you can talk to it. Usually, when I'm driving and I have an idea, I always get ideas while I'm driving, and I can't be typing, of course. So I just turn on the voice mode. I say everything, and it will basically register in this chat, so I can just look at it back and talk with them about my idea, brainstorm and stuff.
I think that's very interesting. You can just open ChatGPT and just talk with it as if it's a human being. So back to your training and your business, right? Like, how often do you conduct these trainings nowadays?
Okay, so for corporate trainings for companies, it depends on their schedule and my schedule. Usually in a month we'll get about it could be about 10 to 20 trainings if I'm lucky. Some of the slow seasons it can be less than that, 5 or less. But sometimes it also includes public programs. I also do public programs or coaching with students and all that. It really differs, but yeah, it's very random, but I always try to have a target to hit every month. Yep.
Okay, 20 trainings. Okay, that's quite a number for
That's
entire month.
a lucky month.
Like a lucky month.
Yeah.
Are you self-employed, or do you have a full-time job currently?
So I do have my own registered business, of course. But for HRDF claims and all that, I have to have that. And yeah, basically I'm self-employed. I'm the owner of my business. I'm an entrepreneur. I just have my partner supporting me. I don't really have staffs yet because right now with AI I can do things a lot faster and all that. But I'm now currently trying to also think about getting staffs and all because my business start growing and I'm happy about it. Yeah.
Okay, do you had a full-time job before this?
No, actually, I've to be honest with you, I've never actually really done a proper job. I've only worked like people call me to go to the expo or something for 1 month or do those 1 month short jobs and all that. And I just hated being a staff. And I'm not saying something bad about people who are employees or whatever, but me myself, I just have a really hard time listening to other people and them telling me what to do and I have to do it. I always am thinking, how can I do it better? So of course, if you're an employee and all that, it's a bit hard to argue because there are a lot of hierarchies and all that. So I like to, do my own thing. So of course, I've went through a lot of failures. I've been doing business for like the past 4 years. Guys, I only have a diploma, by the way. I know, and not a degree. But after my diploma, I did a lot of business. Just business. And I failed so much. I lost thousands of ringgit, like tens of thousands of ringgit. And I just kept losing, making them back through jobs and then, tried to invest and try to do more business. But
Yeah.
yeah, now it turned out to be well. There will be that moment that you boom,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the most painful one for you?
The most painful one for me was I actually did a bunch of businesses and losing money wasn't really painful anymore because when you do business for some time, it's part of it. But there was a time where I was working with people that are close to me, and they basically eventually betrayed me in a way. They said bad things about me behind my back, and I found out, and then the business collapsed and all that. But that was one of my first business that I really liked, that was working really well. But that thing really taught me a lot of things. And after a few months after that, I did my own business, and everything went so much better. By the way, that was my first business that hit basically 6 figures of revenue that I generated. I led that campaign and all that. And it hit 6 figures, but suddenly after like 1-2 months, they betrayed me, something bad happened, left and I was alone. But I opened up my own business and now I'm doing pretty damn well. My profit margins are amazing and everything's growing. But so many things to learn in business.
How old were you when you made that 6-figure amount?
That was 2 years ago, so I was 24 years old. I
Okay,
was 24
24
years
years to amount. Actually, that's quite a good amount, right?
A good age.
At a good age, and that much. But I think,
Yeah, and a good amount, yeah.
yeah, it's a good amount, nonetheless. So, what got you from being betrayed to where you are today?
Okay. By the way, just what I made, to be honest, nowadays there are so many people more younger than me that is making so much more. But they're good inspiration and all that. I don't want to act like I'm doing really well, but it's okay when you do business. So the thing that I learned about that business is to just always take action. For example, if you want to open that personal brand, open that account or whatever social media, just do it. Just try. You'll eventually learn along the way, and the faster you try, the faster you will fail, which will give you a lot more things to learn, and then you can do better. So, of course, try to avoid the failures. You can ask mentors and all that to guide you, but you will always go through failures. So it's better to go through them, in the first month rather than slowing down and going through it in the 6th month. So that is what I learned from that past business. It's not really about the sales and making the money and all that. It was mainly the mindset it put into me. So when I left that business, of course, I was kind of depressed because I was sad. Everything just collapsed. But that thing really put the courage in me to go and start my own business and do my own things again. And it led me to start things very fast. I took action very fast. Whenever I wanted to start my social media, I did it very fast. It's my first time on LinkedIn. I just watched one YouTube video, started it on the next day, and then I just kept going for 90 days. The 4th month, I got a viral one. I met the coach that I told you, and I got that training.
Wow. That was your first one, right?
Yeah. And
Okay.
But by the way, the 6-figure business took me a year and a half, rather than now. It just took me about 4 or 5 months that I started striking good deals. Yeah.
That's amazing. And you did mention something that is quite interesting about mentors. Do you have any mentors?
Okay, so guys, there are so many people, mentors, basically people who are already veterans in business and all that. People seniors that already did very well in business. They would love. I've met a lot of them, and they would love to help you. They would love to guide you. So whenever I met them, I would just try to talk to them, talk about my business and all that. And a lot of them would actually offer, oh, why not do this? Why not do this? And they helped me a lot. And one of the person that I met that actually really helped me at this point, his name is actually Michael Chow. You can see him through Kusester is a famous person on social media. He interviews millionaires and all that. And one of the video his name was Michael Chow. This guy does M&A. He was actually one of the top 50 CEOs in Asia. So I've been doing a bit of research with him, working with him and all that. He raises money for companies, and usually he takes on jobs that only are 20 million ringgit and above. So he handles basically very big companies. And when I've been working with him, he helped me through it. He taught me about the corporate world and how big companies work and all that. And he really pushed me to the limits, and at the same time really guided me so I don't do mistakes when, communicating with big companies and all that. And yeah, guys, like, have a mentor, and it's not hard, trust me, to get one.
Yeah, thanks for the advice. And I would say, so I think one of the challenges for people is, how can I find one? Where do I get one? Or like, how do you even ask? I think for someone who is like an audience who doesn't have heard this mentorship thing before.
Okay, so I like to think of it from a point of view of my mindset is mainly on law of attraction. Have you heard law of attraction before?
Yes.
Okay, so law of attraction mainly is when you try to be in that circle or learn about that type of circle or anything like that, you will attract those type of people. So for me, when I started my business, I tried to grow. I started to learn, went for networking events, started my social media. It For some reason, you will eventually have a scenario where you meet this type of people. So that is the way. There isn't a specific method to get to them, but yeah, it's actually quite easy. Once you start doing it, they'll basically pop out in front of you.
Yeah.
But the easier way also, you can just reach out to them. But usually at the same time, if you reach out to them, people think you just want to sell them something.
Yeah.
So,
I mean a lot I think one challenge is like people tend to be more closed up than usual.
True.
It's like when you try to ask questions, it's like, oh, this guy is trying to get free advice from me. No. I'm not gonna tell you anything, I'll gatekeep anything. Or how do you get them to help you back or
Okay, so if you're in business or you're an entrepreneur, you always have to keep this rule, which I basically learned from my mentors, which is always give more than what you get, and always give more and don't expect back. Don't expect it to come back to you or anything, because the way the world works is if you give a lot, you'll get a lot. So don't worry about getting it, just worry about giving. So whenever I meet these people, I try to find that gap that I can insert a value. It can be wrong, guys. It can be wrong, but if you're trying, those people will appreciate it. But don't be the type of person that you're trying to show off or whatever and all that. Just listen to them, be in the conversation as a normal guy. Whenever you find a chance or you try to find a chance, give them value. So for me, I like to give them value in AI because a lot of seniors, they don't use AI much. So I try to open up to them and give them some advice on that. And I've made a lot of good network from that. Yeah.
Okay, so basically I have to be the generous one to give them free value, and once in a while they say, okay, this guy helped me, so let me just help back.
Yeah.
How much money do you make from all your businesses currently?
Well, it's not a lot. It's still starting out, but we are basically getting to a point where it's getting to 5 figures per month. But that also requires some courses on subscriptions and stuff like that. But it's still a big profit margin, and it's not a lot yet because it's still quite new, this business, to me.
Yeah. And you started when again?
I started about 5 months ago.
5 months ago.
Or no, 6 months ago. But my social media, I started it about 9 months ago. Yeah.
Okay, so 6 months ago, you get your first deal, and then now it's about
About 5
5
figures.
figures.
Yeah, sorry, 5 figures.
5 figures. So when do you think your 6 figures will be?
Soon, because now it's starting to get a lot better. The traction is really good. But the thing about business, it takes time, of course. And 6 months sounds like a very little time for business. But actually, it was 4 years of trying so many things and so many failures. Then this 6 months was possible. So now I'm starting to make the money. But 6 figures, I'm hoping this year I can get that in a month. I meant 6 figures in a month.
Yeah, not
Hopefully
not 6 figures per year. It's 6 figures per month. So that is a different perspective, and it's a very crazy amount. Does your family knows that all this money you're making from entrepreneurship?
Honestly, it's still quite new. I didn't really have the time to show it to my family, but my family is very supportive. I'm very lucky because before this, they were always worried about me and all that. They loved it that I was trying hard and trying to make my own business and all that, but they were always worried, and they didn't really care whether I am making a lot of money or what. They just cared whether I'm okay. Is my future gonna be okay or anything like that? So they didn't really ask me about my money yet. Most probably I'll have that conversation in the future. But right now they are very happy for me, and yeah, I got really lucky. I'm very lucky as a son, and my family is
And
very
I hope
supportive. Yeah.
and I hope for your six figures per month soon.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm could be that it's not profit 6 figures per month, but hopefully it is. But yeah, let's see.
So if you could name one reason for your success, what would that be?
one reason. You mean one sentence or
One reason.
one reason for my success? I would say the belief that I have in myself that I will be successful. Because if you do business or what, if you failed 100 times, for sure you'll succeed one time. So I'll just keep doing it until I succeed. That's all. That belief that I have in myself is very strong. I don't think anyone can break that down. So yeah, I guess it's about the belief. It's about the mindset. It's not really about the experience and all that.
What's the biggest mistake that you see other entrepreneurs make?
To me, there's two. First one is delaying their decisions. They want to take action, but they're like, but I got to plan it like this. I got to do this. I got to think of this. Those are all just productive procrastination. You're not actually getting the thing done. The entrepreneurs that actually win are the ones that take action very fast. They just do it and fix it as they go. So that is the first one. So just don't delay your actions. Just do it and have fun, guys. Like you're basically when you're doing entrepreneurship and you go through failures. Let's say you're watching a movie and the person is just having fun throughout the movie. Would you watch that movie? No, right?
Yeah.
They got to have failures because that's where the plot happens. That's where the success feels like a success. So enjoy that process. That is the first one. Just take action. The second one is they are not going online and searching up how to do it. Because if you want to be rich, just study whoever else that has been rich. There's so many books out there. There's so many things. I love reading books and it helps a lot, guys. It helps a lot. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say those two things. Yep.
Those two things. Okay, if you only had one day to live on this earth and you only can tell one advice to a stranger, what would that be?
One advice to a stranger. To me, it's actually I'm a Muslim. So I would say to find Allah, to find God, and believe in Him. You need to have something, or basically for me, it's my God is Allah, what I believed in, to rely on, to let go of your worries to them. So I would advise someone to just focus on God, and focus on your religion, and everything else will come when you do it right. Because for me, when I practice my religion and all that, the good things in my religion leads to other good things like money and all that. It's part of it if you do it well. Yeah. That
Okay.
is my advice. I don't know if it's good, but that is what I would advise myself.
No.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to tell you that I was interviewing a previous person named Ethan, and he actually attributed his success to God as well. So I think I can see a common theme here is that God equals success.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but that's
100%.
that's the pattern I see. So yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next segment, which is called the lightning round. So this is where I ask Fawwaz a series of fast questions and he'll try his best to answer as fast as possible.
Oh,
So
okay.
Fawwaz, are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready. That's fun.
Okay, so let's start. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What's your favorite song?
I don't really listen to songs much, but I would say Dancing in the Moonlight. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a very old song, guys.
Okay, yeah, very nostalgic. So plan or improvise?
Improvise.
Improvise. Okay.
I
What's-
meant, sorry.
Yeah,
I mean, you
continue.
got to plan, but if you were to choose between plan or improvise, the thing that really gets you there is, I think, improvising. Okay? Except if you're a big company and a huge company, then you just plan first.
That's true. You're right. Actually, I love the distinction that you're trying to make. Okay, so what's one habit you're trying to create? Or what's one habit you're trying to reinforce?
In myself,
Yes.
okay, now I'm trying to make a habit to actually be consistent with the routines I have. Because when you're a business person, when you're an entrepreneur, things happen all around. There's no specific routine. But I'm trying to wake up in the morning and do all my content stuff in the morning. And then through the day, I do my deals, network, strike whatever and all that, do my sales and all. That thing I'm struggling a bit, but yeah, basically that consistency of my routine, I'm trying to fix that.
Yeah, same as well. It's not very. Consistency is harder than looks, guys. It's not easy. Bro.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, my next question is: do you have any favorite role model?
Role model, my favorite role model. I would say my number one role model is actually Nabi Muhammad, which is in my religion also. But that is the one that is my number one. But as of today, I would say my role model is... Actually, I have really a few. But one of it is actually
You can take your time, think.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs is your role model.
Yeah, I think it's because I've been watching a few things on him from the past already. And he has this mindset that he really believes in what he does. He really believes in his product. That belief, I think, is what actually created success. Not just about how good the product is, it's also the belief you have on how good that product is. So that is why he's kind of my role model now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Steve Jobs. I really admire his success as well. And yeah, I think having that belief is the core difference between your success and your failure. Yeah. So my next one will be any favorite books.
Favorite books? Can I suggest two?
Yes, you can mention a few books if you want to.
Okay. The first book is Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich, right? Yep. Think and Grow Rich. That book is amazing. I mean, most entrepreneurs won't really say it's really good, but to me, it's about the mindset he gave me. It gave me a lot of inspiration, motivation, and all that. Basically, that book is talking about the guy that made that book. By the way, he spent his life meeting really successful entrepreneurs, including the guy that created the light bulb,
Thomas
Edison.
Edison.
Yes,
right?
he even was with Thomas Edison at that time. And then he took all their advice, all these really famous entrepreneurs and rich people, and he studied why they became successful. And then he put it in that book. That book is basically across 20, 30 years of writing. So it's a really amazing book. The second one is How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book is amazing. Guys, it's made me strike a lot of deals. It sounds like it's a manipulating book, but no, don't worry, it's not. One of the tips is actually to smile when you meet people. And it's true, when you smile and meet people, people feel more good about you. Yeah, so read that book if you want to learn about communication and all that. And well, everyone knows communication is part of everything. Yeah. So that's the book.
Okay. And what's your favorite quote that stuck with you?
Now, I can't word the quote perfectly because I don't remember it exactly. But it's this quote. When you believe in something so much, so like you believe in it with everything, it becomes a physical equivalent. That means, basically when you believe in something so much, you can even make a phone move by itself. Now, it sounds a bit fake and all that. But I found out a story about a parent that their son or daughter was deaf. Okay? And they went to the doctor and there was no way of treating the son. But for 20 years, they believed so much that the son will get better. And one day, he actually can hear. Just because they believed it so much. And they kept telling him that, yes, you can hear, or something like that. They just kept putting that environment as if it's real. They really believed it. And he actually can hear. And by the way, the doctor checked back and said it was literally impossible for him to hear. There wasn't any... Basically, the thing that for you to listen, for you to actually hear, it's not even there to fix. It's just not even there. So how can he hear? But it's just because they believed it so much and it became real. And this is a true story, guys, by the way. Yeah.
So yeah, Fawwaz, thanks for joining the show. I hope that you learned pretty well from Fawwaz and his journey on entrepreneurship and also on his personal life. So if you want to connect with Fawwaz, you can find him on LinkedIn or TikTok, which I will link down below. I recommend that you reach out to him because he's doing amazing AI training. So if you enjoy listening to this, you can follow me to make your turning point today. Thanks for listening. We'll come around again.